straight from the heart. And I sit down to do this with an amazingly surreal feeling that even I have to speak these words. And you go back through history, and even present times, you hear of other countries that go through turmoil and political upheaval, and you look back and think, wow, lucky that never happens here. It's never happened here. It's happening now. We're led by tyrants who break the Geneva Convention, the Human Rights, Charter of Human Rights, and the Constitution, using this virus to lock us all down for control and complete government control, because that's the main game here. That's the end ball game. And you can shut yourself off to it and buy into the hoax, what is this virus. And you might have seen the International Natural Justice Tribunal, International Tribunal for Natural Justice, have their meeting on April the 28th and just lay everything out, how it's been and how it is now, how we're being conned. I'm going to put further posts. I'm going to flood the page with posts of articles and interviews and from creditable people who are just trying to reach out to everyone and help them. And I bet those people feel like the person on top of the hill warning the village of the invading army, and the village is just laughing and going back to sleep. You've got to wake up. I know it sounds surreal, and I know but we're led by tyrants. We really are. Like I kept saying, it's very surreal. And if I seem like I'm lost for words, I am, because this is raw. So, on Sunday, 10th of May, in Victoria, and I believe other parts of the country perhaps, hopefully, let's reach out to everyone. But here in Victoria, we are going to unite and peace and a peaceful voice to ask our government questions as a public, as free people. And we want to know why the government is listening to who and taking directions off who have been exposed in court in America by a high qualified ranking doctor, and that reference will be in a further post, who has a chief director who's also the foreign minister for Ethiopia, who's been guilty of that many war crimes, not convicted, in the last 20 years. It's disgusting. And this is the man who leads that organisation. This is the man who's locking us all down for no reason whatsoever and ruining lives and making mental health worse and giving people anxiety and watching the economy go down the toilet. Why are you imposing directions? Because they're not law. They're only directions. That's not law. They're in direct breach of the Constitution. We want to know that. Why? And we demand as the people, seeing you don't reply to our emails as MPs, we get an automated response. You're not listening. It's your job to listen, even in the crisis that you impose, and you're not doing that. So we need to be a voice, and we're going to be heard. Sunday, 10th of May, 12 o'clock, the steps of Parliament House. Now, why is Daniel Andrews not being arrested for acts of treason? We want to know. And the list is long. All of these facts you are going to hear. There will be people there speaking with megaphones, having our 1.5 metres away under the corporation's rules. We need to play by some of their rules to show that we're fair and reasonable people, which we are. But we will not be oppressed anymore. We cannot be. We're Aussies. We've always had a tough mentality. Don't mess with them. Growing up, we were a small country, but geez, we fought and we gained respect by fighting, not only on the battlefield, on the sporting field as well too. That's how we got our reputation as Aussies. Are we tough anymore? Are you going to sit in your home scared? The police cannot impose their fines on you. It is a bluff. We are not calling for lawlessness. We need law and order for a fair society, but fair law and fair order for all, not just the elite and not just the ruling class. Yes, this sounds like a movie, and yes, this seems surreal, but this is real. You know, truth is stranger than fiction. That's not a made-up saying. It's a saying for a reason. And this is one of those times that truth is stranger than fiction. So we need to stand up. And if you're worried about getting a fine, they can't impose it because it will not stand up in a court of law. Sunday, May the 10th, the steps of Parliament, 12 p.m. I'll be there. I'll have my head held high as a free person, and I urge you all to join us. And we will show you the truth. I promise you. And if you're looking at this thinking, is this guy for real? From the bottom of my heart, I've never been more real about anything in my life. Love you guys. No more.